Would you sacrifice your summer in order to be ahead of 99% of students who will be applying to university at the same time as you are? Now, I'm not talking about this in terms of academics. You don't have to be studying 9 hours a day during your summer holidays because, again, it's the summer holiday.
It's the first day of school. I want to get there early.
This summer holiday is the time for you to basically go into yourself and discover what it is that you like. Take advantage of that so that you can use it as a pro in your university application. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK, you're in Singapore, you're in America, you're in Indonesia. All of these tips that I'm about to tell you today will 100% help you when you apply for university. Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi and welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Here you can find the list of everything we're going to talk about, and I'll be putting that in the timestamp down below as well. While there isn't a particular statistic on how many students that volunteer get into university, there is a lot of articles out there, including ones from the universities themselves or even from UCAS. Just from these articles itself, they tell you that volunteering, work experience, doing something in your summer will 100% help with your application. So let's think about it in a logical way. You're student A, and student B is your classmate, or let's say student B is someone from a completely different school, applying for the exact same modules as you, applying for the exact same course as you. You do the same exact subjects for your A-levels or for your IB classes. What do you think will set you apart? The only thing that's going to set you apart is the non-academic side. What do you do in your free time? What are you like as a person? Are you empathetic? Do you enjoy reading? Do you enjoy playing instruments? Do you enjoy sports? What type of person are you? Now, I know this sounds like such a difficult answer to give as like a 16, 18-year-old, because I remember when I was preparing for my university application, I had a lot of opportunities and I did a lot for my CV, and even then I was still confused. For context, I am a Diana Awards 2017 receiver. I am in the Diana Awards Roll of Honors for my work in volunteering. I have traveled around the world in order to give talks. I've joined summits. I've even once been invited by Samsung Engineering along with other students in order to give a presentation on sustainability and just to look around South Korea. It was amazing, by the way. I am honorary youth ambassador to New Zealand, where they actually took me around and took me on a 1-week trip, fully paid, and just enjoyed New Zealand, kind of. I went on jet skis, went on helicopter rides, and all of that was paid for. Even my food, my accommodation, all of it was paid for. And all of this was a creation of my own curiosity and my determination when it comes to volunteering. I had my own foundation, for example. I hosted annual forest cleanups. I hosted annual beach cleanups. What I'm trying to say is that when you do these type of extracurriculars, where you go volunteering or go to the local animal shelter to volunteer, whatever it is that you're trying to do, all of this will develop skills that will help you as you go along in your life. For example, when I'm speaking to you right now, over on this camera, I'm speaking to practically a screen. I don't even know if you guys even watch this, but I post it anyways. And all of that is an accumulation of the skills that I've gathered throughout my whole life volunteering. If I hadn't organized these events, if I hadn't founded my foundation, then I wouldn't have the need to speak in front of people. So that's one of the reasons why doing extracurriculars will help you so much. It helps you develop skills that are literally probably life-changing as you go along. Being able to talk to people, being a good communicator is so crucial, because if you know how to get your point across, especially if you can do it to people of all ages, you are already ahead of 80% of people. Trust me. Secondly, extracurriculars are good for your CV. I think that part's self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into that in detail, because if you have a good background in a lot of things, then it shows that you're a very well-rounded person. It shows that you are willing to try. It shows that you are determined, you are hardworking, blah, 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 blah. It's also good for one particular reason that I absolutely love, because I am a very indecisive person. And that is the fact that being able to do all of this helps me to kind of garner what I like and what I don't like. Let's say, for example, you see someone cooking on TikTok or on YouTube and you're like, that looks like a really good recipe, I'm gonna try that. And then you try and you're like, you know what? I almost burnt the house down. Cooking isn't for me. It's trying new things in order to see what works and what doesn't work. And in my opinion, it is so much better to figure that out when you're still young as compared to after university, because you have less time. Like literally once you're done with university, you have so little time to try new things. So let's talk about how you can actually get these experiences or these extracurricular activities. Now, one of the best ways to do this is to go to Google and just search youth competitions and then the category that you want to do. Photography, art, STEM, writing, poetry, dance, music, videography. And guess what? You do not need to even have the equipment to do these. Some of them, they supply you the equipments. I won a videography competition once, and that was by Panasonic, and they supplied all of the things for us. They supplied us with a camcorder, they supplied us with the microphone, they supplied us with literally everything. I just went there with my phone. That was it. And I was like, hi, so I don't have anything. Could you help me with that? And they're like, yeah, all of this is supplied for you. I didn't get to keep it, unfortunately, even though I won second place, but I got a trophy. That was nice. Now, if you're still struggling to find these competitions, or you just don't have the time to search through all of the Google searches of these competitions and see which one might be suitable for you, then you can just sign up to my newsletter, because I post a list of competitions that I find every single month at the end of the month, where I post it for the following month. So the August newsletter has already been up, but I'll post it down below as a PDF that you can download so that you can see what it's like. You can sign up to the newsletter in the link in my StanStore, which I will also link down below. I also occasionally share any opportunities that I find from like LinkedIn or Facebook ads. I don't know. I just get a lot of ads about these things. And when I see them, I usually post them in the Discord server, because that's like immediate and I don't have to wait until the end of the month. Once you find the competition that you want, I would suggest putting it into an Excel spreadsheet, because there's so many competitions that you can go for. Look for the ones that are international, and then look for the ones that are local as well. This broadens up your availabilities. And pro tip, if it's international, most of the times they pay for your travel. So you get a free trip to America. Or if you're in America, you get a free trip to Europe. Or you get a free trip to Bali. I'm from Bali, by the way. That's why I got a bit excited. But yeah, that's how I got a free trip to New Zealand. I got a free trip to Korea. If you're already in university and you're watching this video, completely fine. You can still do this as well. It's actually really fun to do. I just didn't have the time when I was in my university. But you can just search like competition, STEM. Oh, actually, like for uni students, there's a lot of entrepreneur ones where you can build like a startup and they will pay you for it. Like they will give you grants. After all of this, make sure you arrange it in terms of the deadlines. It is so easy to miss the deadlines. But pro tip, even if you miss the deadlines, right? Try and see if you can still join. So email them and be like, hey, I'm really sorry I missed the deadline. I really want to join this. Is it okay if I send you my application? And then just attach your application. My mom did this for me, because there was one, I think it was National Geographic. It was National Geographic Kids. And I missed the deadline by like a couple of hours, and my mom was like, oh my god, that's horrible. So she emailed them and she was like, hey, like my daughter has this picture she wants to submit for this competition. It's already closed. I hope it's okay that I'm attaching it here. And guess what? My picture is now in the magazine because I won that competition. They came to my school with a trophy and my school was so proud. Now you can do the same with volunteering as well. Just search volunteering opportunities for students, blah blah blah, age, blah blah blah, location, blah blah blah, something like that. Now, volunteering is a really good way of demonstrating your comprehension skills, because you are going to be talking to people of all ages. You're going to be talking to people of different backgrounds. You also demonstrate your commitment to your community, which in terms of a company point of view or a university point of view, that is probably the best thing you can do. By being able to show that you have done all of this, it's going to be very good. because it shows once again that you are doing all of this without any payment of sorts. So it is all from your own heart. It just shows that you're generally a good person, basically. Now, when it comes to forming your own foundation in order to do volunteering, you can do a number of things. Firstly, legitimize it. It depends on your age. Sometimes you need an adult in order to support you. You can ask your teachers, ask a parent, ask anybody. Usually what I did, because I was in Indonesia at that time, we don't technically need to do that, or we cannot do that because I didn't have a tax number as a child. So what we did was we just did it within our friends. There wasn't really much donations going in and out. It was mostly if we needed something, then we would have a fundraiser. But aside from that, we just did it as is. If you do have donations, document everything. Post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook. Have a data sheet of where the donation is coming in and where the donation is coming out, with the dates, the location of where it's going out, receipts if you have them. This will increase the trust that people have in your foundation, and it will help it grow much faster. Over time, my foundation did get taken over by a larger one, and I continued to volunteer for them afterwards. Now, the internship side. For the internship, what I would suggest is to go to a company, or if you want to do medicine, for example, go to your local GP and ask them, hey, I want to do medicine. Can I shadow you for a week? Or is there anything I can do? Any jobs, any internships? Just ask them. You will only get something if you ask for it. So don't be shy. Ask. The worst thing they can do is say no. What are you going to lose from someone saying no? Just a few seconds of embarrassment. At the end of the day, all of this is not a waste of time. Even just the application process is already a skill that you learn. It gets you motivated. It teaches you how to do this for the next one as well, when you are applying for university, applying for the jobs after university, etc., etc., etc. And lastly, picking up a hobby. If you have a hobby that you enjoy doing, do that, continue with it. Universities like it when you are well-rounded. They like knowing what you are like as a person. So if you like pottery, show them what you've made. Make a portfolio. Show this is what I do in my free time. I particularly like it because of this, because of that, blah, blah, blah. Glorify it all, romanticize it. Being able to communicate why you like it will definitely land you a spot in your favorite university. Sports is another good way. A lot of the time, sports are team games, and because of that, it shows you that you are a team player. If you're captain of a football team, it shows that you have very good leadership as well, and people can easily rely on you. Now, don't forget that this is the summer holidays. It would be good if you still did a few topics as well outside of the scope of your syllabus itself. If you can learn about let's say you're doing biology and you're learning about the Mariana Trench, learn about it in slightly more detail. That would be good. Don't completely stop studying, because then it's going to be harder for you to get back into the same mindset when school starts. Find an end goal in this summer. How many volunteering opportunities do you want to do? How many internships do you want to do? If you can multitask something, do that. If you can open a TikTok account talking about your volunteering opportunities or something like that, do that. It's a really good way of showing that you are good at communicating, etc. Anyways, in conclusion, all of this is 100% possible to do. You do not have to be extravagant. You don't have to straight away go for a competition where you go to the moon. You don't have to do that. You just have to start somewhere simple. Start volunteering in the food bank. Start volunteering on an international service trip. Starting something very small will go and become a big thing. The main thing you are looking for here is to develop skills. That is it. Aside from that, everything else is a bonus. So yeah, aside from that, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in next week's video. All the best. Bye!